All right, it's been about a week since my last upload. I was visiting family for the new year, and I figured, you know what, let's take a couple days off. And starting to get a little sick, just super tired, and like you can see, like I haven't even fully unpacked yet. I still got stuff in boxes, still kind of sitting around. But I figured, you know what, let's get back on the grind. Let's get a video done for today, and then I can do the boring stuff and put it all away. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And as always, in the comment section, let me know a future video you would like to see. We're gonna do the Washington Nationals. They were a little active the last couple days. Starlin Castro, Asdrubal Cabrera came back. Will Harris, they're still supposedly in the running for Josh Donaldson, maybe even Chris Bryant. So there's a lot of different moves they've made, and possibly moves they could be making in the future. So I figured, let's do the Washington Nationals and see how it goes. So again, guys, hit the like button, and if you missed the last video, it's going to be on screen now and also in this top corner up here. Go and give it a watch. It's been a week, so if you haven't watched it, I don't know what you're doing. And also, all social media links are down in the description below: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Those are down there in the description. Above me, though, is going to be the username that I have been using for all these rosters. So if you're looking for a roster that's all up to date, this is the one that I've been using. All right, guys, let's hop into this rebuild with the Nationals. Alrighty, let's get into the offseason. That's the best part of these rebuilds. Anyways, we lost Howie Kendrick. He hit 285 and he went down that much? All right, I can't let that happen. I need to have him as part of the squad since he's playing in next year. So let me simulate until he doesn't retire, and I'll be back to start season 2. All right, finally, he didn't retire. I think this was like my 5th time doing this where he didn't retire, which is ridiculous. So I got to fix Starlin Castro. I think he did a 2-year deal. I'm going to double check that though. Yeah, 2 years, 12 million. He's going to be probably platoon. We'll see though, but we're going to offer him that. Greg Holland, I know they didn't bring him back. I won't bring him back either. Adam Eaton. I don't know if they brought Adam Eaton back. Did they bring Adam Eaton back? I got to start doing a little bit more research, because like, man, it's always like the smaller players where I'm like just super unsure. Yeah, he still is. All right, so we'll bring him back too. He's not a terrible player. We'll do a club option on him. 5 million's not terrible. Ryan Zimmerman, I'm gonna let him walk. Daniel Hudson, I'm gonna bring him back. I feel like the Nationals should have brought him back. I know they have Will Harris, and that kind of replaced him, but I feel like they definitely should have. And then I'm gonna let the rest walk, just because I'd rather use the money other places, and I feel like we definitely could, do well using that money in other places. So let's take a look. Arbitration wise, Trey Turner 100%. Even if he's going down, he's still going to be a good piece for the team. Michael Taylor, not too sure about. Johnny Venters is kind of aging. Would rather use the money elsewhere. Joe Ross, I might use Joe Ross as like a long reliever, so he might be a player we get involved. Matt Grace wasn't terrible, so I'm going to give him an offer as well. And then contracts, just going to offer everybody a contract. This is where we kind of got to figure out what we're going to do, because our budget's kind of in a weird spot, because we do have to figure out like this area of the team. Also figure out why Doolittle wasn't closing. But we're going to go like this. And then we just need one bullpen arm. Probably use Joe Ross as the long reliever. And then figure out those other 2 starting pitchers. And then here, what is it? DH and first base. So we need a first baseman. And then we're going to need some other players, because already to start season 1, we're going to trade Anibal Sanchez and Eric Fedde, or Fedde, whatever his name is, for Tony Watson and Trevor Gott. We need a little bit of help in the bullpen. Free agency was a little weak for the bullpen. So I know I showed you guys my draft picks for season 1. I'm going to show you them again, because I definitely missed out on some. Domingo Mora was one of them. His stats look pretty solid. Lefty reliever, looks decent. Daryl Fletcher, C potential. It's like 78 potential, I think was what he had. Good vision and discipline. Decent fielding as well at 71 fielding, 74 arm strength. For a second baseman is not bad at all. Gregorio Castro was another player I had. I think he's got like low 80s potential, mid 80s potential. His fielding at 34 and his reactions at 35 are pretty atrocious though. So I definitely think we'll have to move him to like first base or something to really get the best out of him. Freddie Valladares, he's okay. His fielding's pretty atrocious, especially with 36 arm strength and 24 arm accuracy. And then we have Tommy Parham, who actually looks really good as a catcher. 77 fielding, 62 arm strength, which isn't bad. He's 21, good vision, good discipline. The potential, I think it's 80 or 81 potential, which looks really good. And then Evan Briscoe is really the big player here. Second baseman, arm strength is really bad. So is his arm accuracy, 34 and 31. But good speed at 67, good fielding, good reactions, both above 70. And then when you look at his hitting stats, they look really, really good. So I think overall with the draft, we did really well, and we're going to have some players who can become part of the team for the future. And then in the offseason, we brought Mitch Moreland to the team, Danny Santana, and then Ryan Zimmerman back. That was really the only changes that I made to the squad. Pitching wise, we brought in Alex Wood and Anthony Desclafani. And then I'm thinking we might get rid of Matt Grace and then just let the rest of the bullpen be as is. And then if we get rid of Matt Grace, who actually had kind of a gross year last year, I think he had like a low 3. A 2.94 ERA with a 1 whip. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold that though. And we have a couple lefties in the lineup already, or like the rotation and the bullpen. So I think I'm just going to see if I can get like looking at our lineup, maybe, I don't know, some sort of something. I don't know. I'm looking at it like catcher is a huge need. We'll figure something out. I'm gonna try to trade Grace though and see if what we can do with them. Alrighty, so we made the postseason as a wild card team, 89 and 73. So maybe some repeat magic of a World Series title. So Max Scherzer, great season pitching wise. Cameron Maybin really was the batting average or the batting title winner. And then we got a gold glove for Steven Strasburg. So we missed out on the division by 13 games, had the best wild card spot. And you can see we're ranked 20th. So we're not really that great of a team. Our budget's sitting at 1.14 million, which is good because we're going to be able to spend some money this offseason. So looking at our pitching, besides Alex Wood, I'm pretty happy with it. And even Alex Wood is a 4th or a 5th. I'm perfectly fine with those stats. Joe Ross, not terrible, not amazing, but you know what? We may need to look in other avenues for a long reliever. And the bullpen, I'm actually really happy with. Tony Watson, even at 4 ERA, I'm not freaking out about it because like it wasn't the worst thing ever. Our bench definitely could be improved on looking at these stats. And then when you look at our offensive lineup, let's kind of see how things went. Like these two, really good average. You know, the run production there, especially for Juan Soto, 40 home runs almost, 300 average, 953 OPS. Like I like to see that. Mitch Moreland was okay, but I'm definitely hoping we can find a new first baseman. Starlin Castro, it's kind of the same thing. It's like, okay, we got an okay team or okay second baseman with Castro, but maybe we bring up Carter Kieboom, get him involved. He looks like he's actually pretty decent. We also have this Evan Briscoe guy who we drafted, so he could potentially be in the mix. Who's this guy? Tim Rotino. I think I signed him from free agency just to fill out the team. We have this catcher here who I'm gonna, do I bring him up now? Like his hitting stats are really good, or do we give him one more season to develop? You know, we definitely have some options there. Danny Santana as like a DH, maybe he plays second base for one more season, something like that. I mean, we still have Starlin Castro, so I mean, I guess we could just keep him or let like Danny Santana play third for a season until we can get our young guys into the mix. And then we definitely need a catcher, at least for a season, because our catchers aren't that great. So it's not a terrible offensive lineup, but I feel like that's definitely what's holding us back. So let's see how this game goes. Season 1, I'm gonna sim it because it is season 1 of the rebuild. So I feel like, okay, it went well, so it doesn't really matter. But if it's season 1 and we lose, it's not like I'm gonna freak out about it. So 1, 2, 3, boom, that's how I want it. And then let's just keep going, see how this series against the Braves goes. We get swept. Okay, that's how it's gonna end our season. All right, so not great. Offensively, we kind of sputtered. Pitching wise, it didn't go great either. I mean, 13 runs, 11 runs, like that's not good. That's not good at all. So, but we didn't really score a lot of runs either, so that doesn't help. So, all right, that guy retired. Howie Kendrick retired. Kurt Suzuki retired. So we definitely at least need a backup second baseman, which probably is going to be Carter Kieboom. And then we need a catcher. So that's in the mix as well. Sean Doolittle, I definitely want to bring back. I want him just to finish out the rebuild with us. We might as well just chuck him some money. Yeah, we might bump it up even a little bit more just to make sure he comes back. Alex Wood, you know what? Yeah, you're gonna be our fifth. You're not pitching terribly. Let's do 2-year club option for Hudson, because like he's one of the better relievers available. Might as well take it. Adam Eaton, let's give him one more season. It's not like a massive contract either. Tony Watson struggled, so we'll move on from him. Desclafani, do we take that chance? Yes. And hear me out. And I'm gonna pick up some of these options because I feel like if like things don't go great, we can always make some trades. You know what I'm saying? Wilmer Defoe, backup shortstop. I don't want to bring back like Zimmerman, Moreland, or Cabrera. So Defoe, yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll let the rest go. That's our exclusive negotiations done. Let's take a look at the rest of the team. Arbitration wise, Turner, yes. I didn't trade Matt Grace. I just couldn't find a good deal for us. So I might just let him take Watson's spot. Like that might just be the move that we do. Trevor Gott, I don't understand why he's dropping so quickly. And then we'll just offer it to everybody else. Contracts, definitely going to give it to everybody. Our starting five is set, so there's no point in spending money there. We could use a bullpen arm. Betances, not a bad one. Andrew Miller's not a bad one. Any one of these top three wouldn't be terrible either. Catcher, we do have Tommy Parham, who looks like he's going to be a really good hitter. But do we go for like a JT Realmuto? He doesn't really do well, so I might step away from him, like stay away from him. Carlos Santana for a season, let some of the players develop. That might not be a bad option. And then third base, we don't really have a starter. We might be able to figure something out here. Okay, I like some of the options that we have. Let's see what we can do. I might make a trade or two even. See if we can get someone really good. So I'll see you guys once we start season 2. Alrighty, season 2. Let's get this started. Let's take a look. Frank Salazar, I just looked, was in free agency. Look at those stats. Looks really solid. The power is not there, but he's got good vision, good discipline. Could be decent for the future. Jeffrey Stewart was a pick last year. See potential. Scotty Ramirez was a pick last year. See potential. Zane, I don't know how to say his last name. I'm not even going to try it. See potential. The draft didn't go too great. Rich Rodriguez, though, looks decent. Good contact stats, good vision and discipline. Could be a player that gets involved. Dave Medrano. And then Jason Vogel is the big one here. And his stats look very good already. Like very, very good. So he could potentially be a long reliever next year. If like all of his stats are in the 60s, it's possible. We could definitely see him as a player to get involved. And then Santana was really the only signing that I did that is like of note as a first baseman. This guy was available as a free agent as well, so I decided to pick him up. But that's really about it for players who are gonna like feature this season. So this year I'm really holding out until we can get Briscoe involved. I think he can be our new third baseman. His stats should be close to like all 70s for contact and could be a really good third baseman for us. And I think this guy's going to be our catcher next year. I'm even thinking about starting him this season over Spencer Kieboom because like, you know, the stats just aren't there. Kieboom's got beat potential. We could probably trade him. And do we just throw in Briscoe now and give him a shot at third base over Zimmerman? Ooh, is that the move? I'm kind of looking at it, and maybe we try to get a new lefty, trade Grace and like Kieboom for a new lefty, and then just let that catcher take over, and then also throw in that third baseman. That might be the move for us. Luis Garcia is another player I might trade. He's got really good potential, and we could use, you know, some help around the team. So You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring that catcher up, Parham, and then I'm going to let Briscoe start at third. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Let's get a new reliever, though. So I'm going to trade Keyboom and Grace for a new reliever, and then I'm going to add those two players to the lineup, and then we'll get season 2 started. All right, we're going to pick up Jose Castillo of the Padres. I was looking for a lefty to replace Matt Grace, and that's the move we're going to do. We're also throwing in Andrew Stevenson to make the deal happen. I got to call up that catcher and then put him in the lineup, and I think that really is it. I like the team a lot. Trevor Gott being low is a little bit of a worry, but the team did decent last year. Offensively, we were in a little bit of a situation, and the thing is, I didn't want to just completely blow the budget on players because, one, there really weren't too many amazing players in free agency that I wanted to spend a lot of money on. So for now, I'm just gonna rock with this. I'm not even gonna bring up the other guy, the third baseman. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna give him one more year because I feel like giving him one more year to develop is probably the better option. But yeah, the team looks good. I kind of like it. Like this top half right here looks really solid. I'm kind of unsure about what Keyboom and Parham are gonna do, but let's just see how it goes. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? We don't make the playoffs, and that happens. But I like it. I think we're in a good spot. I'm kind of interested to see where we're ranked. We're 9th now, so let's see how it plays out. We have money to spend. We're at around $1 million. Plus, once the season's over and some players leave, we'll still have a lot more money to work with. So let's see how it goes. I have a feeling season 2 is gonna go pretty well. Alrighty, September time. I forgot to do this for season 1, but we're gonna get back to the normal stuff. The September kind of focus. 90 wins should get us in. Again, we're a postseason team, but I mean, we're a wild card team again. So not the best. Cameron Maben just hits for average like crazy. We missed out on the division by a game. Ooh, 12th ranked team, no awards or anything. Pitching rotation, still really happy with it. That is great. I don't want to change it. I'm gonna leave it as is. Joe Ross as a 6th man, long reliever, looks really solid. Overall, really happy with the bullpen. Daniel Hudson was the weak link this time, but I'm still happy with what we have. How's Mora? Could he feature next year? Probably not. We might just trade him. This Kevin McGowan guy looks okay as well. Jason Vogel looks really good. The thing is, he's not. I don't know if he overtakes Joe Ross. I don't know. Let's see how everyone did on the bench. Starlin Castro did well. Is he upset that he's on the... No. All right. I was going to say, is he upset that he's on the bench? He's not, so that's good. Trey Turner, we need to make sure we sign him back. Adam Eaton, I'm probably going to let go. I feel like we could get a really good right fielder. Juan Soto is going to continue to be our left fielder. Carlos Santana had a great season. Danny Santana, really good year, actually. Holy cow. Ooh, do we bring him back? Do we try to bring him back? Maybe make him like a platoon DH guy for us. Victor Robles, not terrible, not great though. Ryan Zimmerman, definitely a player I'm going to look to replace. Carter Keyboom didn't do too bad. And Tommy didn't do bad at all in his first full season. Okay, that's our catcher going forward. Where is Briscoe? Briscoe's a 60 or 78. His potential's gone down though. I wonder if that was because he was playing out of position, and I just don't know if he's good enough to make the bigs yet, and I don't think he is. I'm looking at his stats, I don't think he is. So I think we're gonna maybe trade him for a piece, and I'm actually gonna look up that shortstop that I didn't take instead of and instead I took the second baseman. So I want to see where he is, because I want to see what his stats are. It's not Richie Martin. Who was Richard Park? I should have went with Richard Park, man. I mean, those are like good MLB ready stats. I should have taken him instead, but oh well. Hindsight's 2020. So pitching wise, I think we're set. Lineup wise, I think we're gonna trade Briscoe and see if we can get I don't know, a third baseman, or maybe even just sign a third baseman, because we're gonna have money to play with. So this is the the season where we're actually going to quick manage this game. Did we play the Rockies last year? I feel like we did. We're going to let Scherzer take the mound, and we're going to head into this and see how it goes. So Starling Marte is a new addition, but outside of that, it looks like a standard Rockies lineup, and pretty quiet game so far. 2 hits between 2 teams. There we go. Our catcher gets on base. Nothing happens with it, though, which is disappointing. That's 2 innings we've had runners in scoring position and just couldn't do anything with it. So bases loaded for Adam Eaton. Juan Soto, man, probably should have tried to do a sac fly there, but like at the same time, I feel like sac flies rarely ever work. So we're still just kind of in a really bad spot. I'm going to try a sac fly this time. It actually worked. So we take a 1-0 lead, and Max Scherzer get us out of that inning. He does. All right, here we go. 8th inning. Nothing happened. And all right, he let the guy on. I was going to say, I'm going to see if I can let him go, but unfortunately it didn't work out. But we won. We're going to take on the Cubs the next series, which is good. You know, we made it through. I'm going to put Scherzer here, Wood there, and we're going to rock like that. So Strasburg should have game 1. He does. We're going to lose. We're going to win. We're going to win again, and we're actually through. Take on the Mets. So yeah, let's just move everybody up a spot and see how things go. All right, Strasburg, not the best of ERAs. Yikes. He loses again. But we're up in the series, and we're in the World Series taking on the Indians. Okay, so Strasburg got his ERA down. So let's go Strasburg here. Everyone's pitching really well. I like to see that. So World Series time against the Indians. What can we do? We win the first, win the second, identical scores, win the third, won a World Series in season 2. So there we go. Okay, I'll take that. That's huge. Playoff MVP, Juan Soto. World Series MVP, Adam Eaton. That's potentially his last appearance for the National. Look at that pitching. Like, Strasburg was the worst one. Like, everyone pitched so well. Joe Ross did well. Suero. Castillo, a little bit of a struggle, but Doolittle, a little bit of a struggle as well. But I'm pretty happy with everyone's performance. So Victor Robles, not so much. Carter Kieboom, not so much. But overall, really happy, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this catcher. So I think we've got someone that's gonna really carry that catcher spot. So retired players, no one that's really part of the squad, like MLB ready or like MLB squad. We got to bring back Scherzer for a season. We can't not, you know. So let's bring him back. First base. I want to see if there's a shoot, because like we have Parham who can play first base. So I was considering moving Parham to first base if there was like a really good catcher available, but I feel like there's probably going to be a really good first baseman available. So you know what? Let's just do that. Let's give Alex Wood another contract. He's been pitching really well for us. Starling Castro is probably on the bench now. So if he's willing to take like a platoon role, I'm cool with that. Adam Eaton, I'm going to hold off. And then Desclafani's been pitching really well, even though he's not like a superstar or anything. So let's just do that. And Gomes, I'm going to let go. Danny Santana, if he's cool with being a platoon player for a year, I'm fine with that as well. And then I'm going to let these 2 guys go because I want to spend the money somewhere else. And yeah, let's... No, I don't care about those options because I know who they are. Let's see here. I'm going to give it to everybody. Everyone did really well. I'm going to kind of keep the team the same. I don't really want to change things that went, you know, that aren't broken. You know, don't fix, you know the saying, whatever. Anyways, looking at the team, going to offer everybody a contract. And free agency wise, I have a feeling, ooh, he didn't take the contract. That could be a problem. That could be a problem. So, ooh, Salvador Perez is available. What about first baseman? Do we go Anthony Rizzo for a season or 2? Well, I mean, it'll be 1 season, but Anthony Rizzo could work. We could bring Chris Bryant in to play third base. We got options. Season 3, let's see if we can win back-to-back World Series. Season 3, we're going to pick up Rafael Devers from the Red Sox for Dante Bichette Jr. and Evan Briscoe, as well as a pitcher, Seth Romero. yeah, I mean, that's a good third base pickup for us. Like I said, Briscoe's hitting stats just weren't there. And I felt like Rafael Devers is a pretty good pickup for third base. You guys can see that we did add a couple players to the squad. I'm going to put Keyboom at second here. But you can see Rizzo is joined, which takes that first base spot perfectly. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the team. Adding Devers, I'll move him up in the lineup, but like adding Devers, I think offensively it looks really good. We definitely could get a better center fielder or move Robles to center field and get a better right fielder. Danny Santana though has been really consistent for us, 291, 221. So I feel like he's actually been pretty good. Really, I want to improve this. And like looking at what we have in the farm system, like this Daryl Fletcher guy, actually his hitting stats look pretty bad. We might go somewhere else instead. Like Cedeno could come up and help us out. I think that's really about it. Yeah. Luis Garcia looks okay. I might trade him though. He's got a potential. He could be a player that we could like trade for a better right fielder, I guess. That would really be the only area that I would try to improve on, is like right field, since Danny Santana is kind of like not really a right fielder or not really a center fielder either. Pitching wise, I like it a lot. I think we're in a good spot. We brought in Alex Claudio, and I think, do we let Will Harris be our setup guy, or we let Claudio? I'm gonna let Claudio be the setup guy, and this is what we're rocking with for the bullpen. We still have Jason Vogel, who we could trade. We got Domingo Moro, who we could trade, Kevin McGowan, but the pitching has been really good. I don't really want to change it since it's been so good. Our budget is still around $1 million, so I like the team. I don't really want to change it too much. I do want to get 2 better bench bats though. That's really about it. So I might see what we can find in free agency, see if we can sign somebody there. If not, we could make a trade for a couple bench bats. All right, so the 2 bench bats, I just brought back Yan Gomes, and then Eduardo Escobar was there, which that's actually not a bad little pickup. So this is what we're gonna rock with. The team looks really well rounded, good lefties, good righties. Pitching has been very good for us. Let's see what we're ranked 3rd. Like, pitching is really gonna carry us, even though I think like hitting wise we got a really good squad. I do need to move up Devers. That feels like a good spot right there. Let's get him in the right spot so we don't have him getting all mad. We got to get him starting in this lineup. So swap those 2. Yeah, team looks good. I like it. I like it a lot. It's not the best of teams we've ever created, but I feel like it's in a spot where it definitely should win another World Series. So let's do it. Season 3. Let's see what happens. Alrighty. Final September. Just kidding. Wrong corner. Wasn't in the right spot. Again, we're a wild card team. We just can't win the division. 2 games this time. Last year, I think it was 1. We are the 8th ranked team. So we've fallen off a little bit. I'm assuming some players from age kind of started to decrease as well. Juan Soto and Trey Turner, both offensive powerhouses, it looks like. Home runs, 50 for Juan Soto. So he won MVP, had the Hank Aaron Award. And okay, I like to see that. So let's take a look at pitching, since I have a feeling some players definitely fell off because of age. Strasburg is still doing well. Corbin, yikes. Scherzer didn't do too bad. Okay. Alex Wood didn't do too bad. Desclafani didn't do too bad. But Corbin, I would expect a little bit better, so I might actually move him to the 3 spot. Joe Ross is doing really well. Why is he at 75? Because he's part of the bullpen and not the rotation. Really. Suero struggled. Gott wasn't bad. Will Harris wasn't bad. Okay, so Claudio struggled a bit, but overall, pitching actually wasn't terrible. I was expecting some bad things, but okay, things went well. Bautista as a backup outfielder did well. Garcia did well. Okay, Gomes, and then Eduardo Escobar. Is he down on morale? No, he's actually up. So okay, that's not too bad. Trey Turner struggled a bit. Starling Castro struggled a bit. And then we got, I might actually move him just in case we have a game where he has to be there, like BRDH. I don't want him there if he's gonna do poorly. I might even take him out of the lineup and let Eduardo Escobar be that guy. Actually, I am gonna do that, because if he's gonna not perform, there's no point in having him in the team. Juan Soto was MVP. Let's see what he had. 50 home runs, 115 RBIs, 30 doubles, a 1089 OPS. That's kind of disgusting. Anthony Rizzo, we brought him in. He had 34 home runs. The RBIs aren't there like last season where he had 121, but still a really good year. Almost 300 average, almost a 900 OPS. Rafael Devers, almost 30 home runs, 90 RBIs. Take that, especially with a 306 average. Victor Robles just doesn't really hit the ball well, but you know what? Not going to freak out about it. Same with Carter Kieboom. Just not putting up the numbers I would have hoped. Eduardo Escobar was okay. And then this catcher is going to be the best catcher I think I've ever drafted. Too bad we can't go too much further into the rebuild. Obviously, this is the last season, but pretty happy with the way he turned out. And then like we have some really good young players coming up through the system as well. We have that pitcher Vogel. He's already an 81, so he's definitely going to be part of the pitching rotation very soon if we continue the same with this Mora guy. He's getting up there as well, and he's only 21. So draft wise, we really set up this team for the future, but it all comes down to this game against the Padres. Can we make it further into the postseason? Can we win some games? Can we win a World Series? That's what it really comes down to. So here we go. Going against Paddock, it's going to be tough. Their lineup is a little improved. You know, Mitch Haniger, Brandon Lau. I always get him mixed up with the first baseman. So we'll see what happens. Speaking of Tommy Parham, the catcher, he goes deep, gives us a 1-0 lead. Gotta love it. Who would have thought a season 1 draft pick going into season 2, he's gonna be like the key player of this team. You know, we have Juan Soto too, and like I have a feeling like besides the MVP, really didn't see much of Juan Soto in the playoffs last year. But you know what? Let's see. Actually, no, he was a playoff MVP. What am I talking about? I just blew this game. All right, if we don't score 2 runs, then I know we would have lost. But like, what happened? 6-1? Like, I get that Strasburg was tired, but he wasn't that tired. You know what I mean? And it all comes down to this. Runner was thrown out going home, and that's how we lose. And I mean, I get, because I was getting distracted talking about Soto being MVP and not MVP and this and that. But Strasburg wasn't that tired before he allowed 4 runs. And then Will Harris comes in, allows back-to-back home runs. So I guess I could have taken Strasburg out a little bit earlier. But at the same time, he was pitching really well. Shouldn't have just fallen apart like that. And unfortunately, that's how the series ends, or the rebuild ends. And it sucks. But you know what? When you look at this team, you know, you don't have to bring back Scherzer. I don't think you bring back Alex Wood either. You don't even have to bring back Desclafani, but you might as well. He's a 5th starter. You know, Corbett maybe moves into the 2. You get a 3 and a 4. That's not bad. You could even move Joe Ross or even Vogel into that 4 and that 3 spot. Bullpen, get a little bit younger there. Lineup wise, looks really solid. You got some young guys coming up through the farm system too. You're going to have some money to work with because some players do come off the books, and you have some free agents. So I'm pretty happy with the team we were able to set up with this Nationals team. We won another World Series, so that's always a plus. We weren't able to go farther in the final season, but overall, I'm pretty happy with what we were able to accomplish with this team. We didn't really create a super team. We just created a really well-rounded team that did well. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, or I hope you guys enjoyed it, I should say. And if you did, hit the thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And as always, guys, in the comment section down below, let me know future videos you would like to see. All social media links down in the description. Give them a follow. And on screen now are going to be 2 videos, my most recent, and also one that YouTube recommends you check out. If you haven't seen either of them, go and give them a watch. And other than that, guys, I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.